Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome to Russ Can't Fly. Back in the cockpit, baby. Let's go!
Perfect.
All right, so this flight is going to be interesting because if you don't remember that last flight that I took, where I basically got back in the cockpit after my emergency situation, I've taken several flights since then, but I have not been back to Penn Valley Airport since then. And I thought it would be fun to go out to Penn Valley voluntarily and land there and come on back to Doylestown. So that's today's mission, to go back to Penn Valley where I had to land in my emergency situation. So let's get this party started and let's get this engine cranked up, get this run up, and let's get the heck up out of here. Master switch on. Taper up. Come on, baby, come on.
Check, check, check. There we go. All right. All right, so we got everything we need here. We've got our radio. We got our transponder. We did win. All right, so let's check our brakes. Brakes are good. All right, so going to taxi on out. So, yep, so on my way to Penn Valley Airport. So we got a couple of planes in the pattern. So I'm going to go up here, do a run-up, and we're going to get on out of here. Now here's the tripped out part. So the plane that I was flying that day is back online. So that Cessna 152 is back up. It's got a full refurbished engine. So yeah, so it's back online. So you will see me back in the cockpit of that airplane. Yeah, crazy, I know, but it's a great little airplane. All right, so our run up is complete. Mags look good, carburetor heat was good, suction gauge was good, throttle back to 1,000. All right, all the doors are closed and latched. Everything is where it needs to be. Trim is set for takeoff. Fuel tanks on both. Mixture is full, ribs, flaps are up.
Doylestown traffic, 409 Kilo Whiskey on the final for runway 23, Doylestown.
And Doylestown traffic, Cessna 92789er. We're holding short of runway 23. We're going to hold short for the landing traffic, Doylestown. All right, so I'm just waiting for that traffic to land. So we got trim is set for takeoff. Flaps are up, mixture is full rich, and fuel tanks are on both. Everything looks good.
Doylestown traffic, 499 Kilo Whiskey, clear with the active, Doylestown.
And Doylestown traffic, Cessna 92789er, departing runway 23 out to the southwest, Doylestown.
I usually don't make it a practice to make a call from holding short of the runway unless there's landing traffic. I do that just as a courtesy because I know when I'm coming in on final, sometimes I'll see an airplane sitting there and I'm wondering if they see me or hear me or not. So when I'm sitting there at the hold short line, if somebody's landing, I always, just say I'm holding short and I'm just waiting for landing traffic, just as a courtesy.
Okay, I got 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, heels to the floor, full power. Engine instruments in the green, suction, oil temp, oil pressure all look good. Suction looks good. Airspeed is alive. And we're out. And Doylestown traffic, Cessna 92789er. Right turn out to the southwest, last call Doylestown. Alright, so I'll be climbing up to 6.5. Alright, so let's do our climb checklist. Alright, so we got our mixture's gonna stay full rich, throttle's gonna stay full, taxi landing light comes off, and our climb checklist is complete. I am going up to 6.5.
And I just love flying.
So I imagine today there's going to be a lot of people flying. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. If you look out there, you can see it's just beautiful. Beautiful day to fly. Not much wind, nice and smooth. And I just want to thank the Heavenly Father for allowing me to have this experience, to be able to do this. I dedicate this flight to Al. He is a consummate CFI. Brother Al, definitely miss you, sir. And if his family happens to see this video, just know that, and you probably already know it, but he just touched so many people. And I am glad to say that I'm one of those people that he sat right seat next to me in this very airplane. And I learned more from Brother Al in a couple sessions of just checking out in the plane than some sessions that I had when I was trying to learn how to fly. And that was just because there was just so much that I was trying to learn how to do initially. So yeah, so definitely missed that, brother.
And so you should Google Alfred Perenian when you get an opportunity. He was such an accomplished individual in the aviation community, but he's also a phenomenal family man. And I took a while before I mentioned him in any of my videos. I definitely felt led to talk about him because he was just such a giant in the aviation community. But more importantly, what a amazing family man. But I wanted to give respect to his family before I said anything in any video or talked about him in any way. But definitely a hero in my eyes.
A lot of people out flying today, including myself. All right, so we are almost at my cruising altitude here. All right, so I'm cruising out. So I'm on my way to Penn Valley Airport. And it's just interesting to be flying there after that whole situation. So it'll definitely be different. And actually, when I land, you'll see I'll be landing in a direction that I've never landed in before, even when I did the emergency. Yep, so we'll be landing on runway 17. It'll definitely be interesting because I haven't been there since you guys came with me. But the next flight after this one, we'll be back in the 152. And the thing that's cool is that I probably won't have to compete for it because since it's a newer refurbished engine, they don't like doing pattern work with those types of planes when you have that. So it'll be pretty much just for purposes of, you know, doing cross countries like this one. And yeah, you know, the first time I get in, and I'm gonna be a little scared. I ain't gonna lie, but you know, it's just a great little plane to fly and to build my time. And that's what I'm doing. So as of this flight, I had 152 hours. And so it's not the hours, it's just what I'm trying to do is just stay current and build additional proficiency. And so that's what these flights are. Now, one of the things I have to do is at some point I'm going to have to do some maneuvers because I haven't done maneuvers in a long time. Well, actually that's not true. When I flew in the 182 with the good doctor, we did some maneuvers. I mean, actually all we did was slow flight. We did a stall. But we did power off stall? Yeah. But I need to do the whole suite, so I'm going to get back in the 152. I am going to do a cross-country flight, and then after that, it'll be back to doing some basic maneuvers.
And I'm just curious, leave a comment below. When is the last time you did basic maneuvers? I'm just curious as how long people go without doing basic maneuvers.
And so I am going to be landing on runway 17. So I'm going to be entering left downwind, because normally I would cross over the field for left downwind for 3-3. Yep, so I'll just be going right into entering the 45 for left downwind for runway 17. Now, I will say that that's something I'm getting more comfortable with and better at, is like projecting myself out. So as you can see out there, can't really see anything, right? But eventually there's going to be an airport that I'm going to go to, and I got to understand how it's laid out. And so that's why I'm really thinking about that now. So just want to make sure my CTAFs are right. So in the active 122.7 is the CTAF, it's correct. And then the ASOS, which is the weather 123.97, that is correct. It's on standby. Well, I have this habit of like, I must be like gently pulling up. So, you know, that's why the trim is so important. About 53 miles out. Just cruising along, checking everything, looking for traffic, staying active, staying on top of everything, picking a hash. There we go. Just making sure my heading indicator's in a good spot, matching up with my compass. Get this thing called gyroscopic precession. And you know the gyros are spinning, right? Based on the suction. That's what powers some of these instruments, heading indicator specifically, and the attitude. So the heading indicator sometimes will precess or kind of shift as it's being impacted by the gyro. So this is the compass, which is magnetic. It's just, it has its own errors, but that's what you kind of ground truth your heading indicator with. Because of that precession, this could, as you're flying, that could be off. All right, so we're humming along, per usual. Gotta make sure my altitude is cool. Oh, what are these days? What are these days? And so I know I'm probably gonna run out of juice. I have a battery pack here for that camera, but none for this one. So, and then that one always dies. That GoPro Hero 8. Great picture quality and all that kind of stuff, but man, quirky as heck. This Hero 7, awesome. Silvers, man, they are booty. So I'm actually using one that usually doesn't work. But I see the light flashing, so I'm assuming that it's working. The other one that always is bulletproof, I forgot to charge it. The life of an aviation YouTuber. You gotta be your everything. Equipment manager, producer, editor, and you gotta fly the plane. But most important thing, flying the plane. And I will say I've been blessed so far to be able to share this journey with you all. My greatest hope is that over the years that I've been doing this channel, that somebody's been inspired, and maybe not even to do aviation, but to do that thing that they think they can't do. I mean, I gotta tell you, every time I do this, I can't believe I'm flying an airplane. I know for some people, you probably did, thousands. I mean, you got 10,000 hours, and you're probably watching this thinking, no big deal, dude, whatever. This will never get old to me. I'm sorry. I mean, this is just a huge blessing. And I don't take any blessings. I try not to take any blessings for granted, but including this one. So, what I'm hoping is that in this journey, as you see me get to do this, fly an airplane, still can't believe it, that it lets you know that, and I'm no big deal. Regular person, all of my skill sets have been strong, but not, that top 10%. I'm well within that bell curve, but I'm just hoping that people will see this, and if they want to do this, know that they can. But if there's something else that they want to do, and they've worried about whether or not they can do it, or it's too hard, or the time it's going to take, or they're too old, just stop. Please do it. I got to tell you, this has been such an amazing thing for me in terms of mental health, I didn't have to worry about, and it continues to challenge my mind in terms of things I need to learn, things I need to understand. Especially as I try to work on getting my instrument rating. That's a whole nother ball of wax. And so the thing that you feel, and you know what it is because you feel it, you think about it. You've probably tried to run from it, you've tried to put it away, and it just keeps coming back. Well, that means because you're supposed to do it. And listen, I've seen people get their high school diplomas in their 80s. Why? Because it's something that was important to them and they always wanted to have it. And so, is there anything else that they're going to do differently in their life now that they're high school graduate as an octogenarian? No. But they'll have that sense of peace. And that's that abundant life that the Bible tells us about. But the Bible tells us about living an abundant life. There are some people that are living, that are surviving, and that's a reality. Some people don't choose it. There's just certain things that happen in life. I don't understand it all. But what's clear to me is that if there's been something that's been given to you, you know, you feel it. And the only thing that's stopping you from doing it is just engaging in it. It's not something that's just, you know, out of reach, like, hey, I want to go to the moon in a Cessna 172. That's not going to happen. And you can probably go to the moon with Jeff Bezos at some point, but he's going to fleece you. But you know, there's been so many people who they've got a book that they're supposed to write, my wife included. They've got a song that they're supposed to compose, a play that they're supposed to write. And so I just say, get on with it. Make it happen.
So I really didn't mean to become so preachy, but I definitely was just feeling this need to tell somebody out there that you were here on assignment, that there is something that you're supposed to do. You're watching this video, and I am supposed to tell you that you are to go do it. You've been putting it off for too long. What I've been putting off for too long is ending this video. It's getting a little long, and I try to keep it under a certain amount of minutes. So let's get to the landing, get to the end, and consider this a successful flight back to Penn Valley Airport. All right, cue the music, cue the landing footage.
All right, a little squirrely on the landing, but not too bad.
All right, I made it here safe and sound to Penn Valley. So I'm gonna go in here and just say thank you to the people who came out when I was here before. Flight was great. The landing was a little squirrely, but it's all good. I'm here, I'm safe, I'm sound. So I'm gonna go in, go to the bathroom, say hi to a few folks, and then we'll head back on out to Doylestown.